I chanced on a video on the internet where a particular man of God was actually saying something where he feels he's facing some financial challenges to an extent where he has come out that the Lord is saying that he should sell where his church is, the powerful structure that he has erected at that particular premises. The Lord is telling him to sell it out, to relocate to a new place. And probably because of what he did, one or two things that he did in support of one particular political party, it has rendered him into a financial state of bankruptcy. So probably because of that, he has come out to tell the world, so that those of you that has help, you can quickly come to his aid and then render arms to him as well. Now, when I did listen to some of the things where one fetish priest has even paid him a visit to the church premises, where he's actually claiming that he's going to buy the church auditorium and convert it into a shrine where Nananum will be living. Now, when I actually heard this particular story, I didn't go well at all. Whatever that I heard, it didn't go well with me. It didn't go well in the essence that the things that the man of God came out to say, when you try to piece things together, it doesn't add up. There were a lot of loopholes, a lot of punches in the statement that he came out to make, or probably the interview that he held with the guy. There were a lot of loopholes in it. Now, he actually went ahead to say that probably he used his money to do campaign for NDC. He went to all the 200 and something constituency to perform a ritual for the political party, and he did this at the expense of his own coffers. He used his own money to do that, and these are some of the things that has contributed to the financial challenges that he's facing recently. Now, to his dismay, he termed it as a temporary thing. Well, it's accepted. Now, after that, he went ahead to say that the NPP political party, when they came to power, they actually hunted him very well, where it got to a level where they seized some of his properties and a lot of things like that. Now, I am actually basing my argument on these two statements that he made. I'm not against him. I'm not against him. I just want to clarify things. Now, firstly, he said that he used his own money to perform some rituals on the behalf of the political party in all the 200 and something constituencies that we have in this country. So probably he spent about $1,000 and over in each constituency. And probably because of that, let's say even if he spent about $1,000 in each constituency, then it means that all the 200 and 70 something constituencies in this country. He spent over 200 and something $1,000, which is probably a huge sum of money to some people, but not me. Now, this is the situation at stake. How on earth, as a man of God who is soiled with wisdom, make such erroneous mistake? It's a mere mistake that you yourself you have committed. 276 constituency, you spent about $1,000. If what you're saying is true, you have made a big mistake. Why? Because we have party leaders. The NDC as a political party, they have party leaders. You are not a party leader. You are just a supporter. So in case if there is something that you need to perform on their behalf so that when they can come to power, you must walk to the doors of these political leaders and disclose everything to them. A man of God who is soiled with wisdom, highly endowed with faculties, that is more receptive in understanding the things of this world. You cannot just come out and say things anyhow just like that. No matter how you love a particular part, you must not go to that level to make certain mistakes of this type. No matter how you love a particular political party, never in your life. You see, politics itself is not a real game. That is why we don't play politics with our heart. We play politics with our mind. Politics itself is not a real game. We play politics with our mind, not our heart. No matter how you love any political party, never sacrifice for that party unless the political leaders are aware that this is what you're going to do, so that when you become successful and they come to power, they can pay you back. That's why we have their organizers, their regional chairman, we have the party leader, we have the party secretaries. All these people are there. So you as a man of God, the little that you have realized from your church services, you probably overstepped your boundary by using the money to go and perform a ritual for a particular kind of political party to come to power. How do you want to say this in the presence of the Lord? How would you present issues like this in the presence of the Lord? This is childish mentality. The little that the Lord has blessed you, Sunday service, when you stand right in the presence of the people, you beg them for tithe, you beg them for offertory, and after all these, you take the money and spend it on each constituency $1,000 as you claim. You use God's money for politics. You didn't come out to cry to the public that because of the good things, the donations you have made unto the vulnerable ones in the society. So because of that, it has caused you a lot. But you did this in the name of politics, whilst you know very well that even if you have seen something spiritually which calls for the attention of that said political party that you have affiliated yourself to, there are political leaders, there are gurus in the political party. You must walk to their doorstep. You know very well that when they come to power, You are not going to be given any position where at the end of the day you will profit from that. You know it yourself that when the political party comes to power, you are not going to be given any position. They are not going to award you with any contract. So how on earth will you just get up one day claiming you are a pastor? A pastor is a direct representative of God here on earth. So every pastor is assumed that you have the wisdom of God, and you play childish like this. You know we have political leaders. OPATAFUOR, no matter how I love NDC, no matter how I love NPP, I will never use my money to perform any ritual on the behalf of any political party. I will only do that when I have sat the political leaders down and told them that this is what I'm seeing in the realms of the spirit, and we need to perform rituals on the behalf of the party. Now, this is what it will cost us when we intend to perform the ritual. This is what it will cost us. Now, when I tell the political leaders, then we all agree that I should use my money to go and do it. I know that when I do it, when we are able to seize power and our party comes to power, they will find a means or ways to pay me back. It's either they give me a contract or whatever means to which they will use to pay me back. It rests in the bosoms of these politicians. They know it's best when it comes to politics. But in the issues of your case, you never informed any NDC member. You never informed their presidential candidate. I think that was President Mahama as then. Their chief of staff, their party chairman, their party secretary, their youth organizers, and all these people. We have their former ministers and stuff like that. All these people were there. You never sat them down to canvass situations like this with them, but you went ahead to do whatever that you did it right. Now, what you have done, as you have come out to lay these claims, my question in here is that how would we be able to ascertain the authenticity of what you are saying? How would we be able to ascertain the authenticity of what you are saying? How would we be able to ascertain the authenticity of what you're saying? Whether you are lying or you are trying to be smart. Maybe you are broke and you want to catch the attention of these political leaders. How would we be able to know? So, as a man of God, there are certain things you must not fully become indebted with your heart and leaving your brains behind. Even the political gurus, President Mahama himself, he is aware that politics is not a real game. So he will never play politics with his heart. He will play politics with his mind. President Nanadu, our ex-president, he knows very well that politics is not a real game. So he will never play politics with his heart, but rather face politics squarely with his mind. How on earth, as a man of God, you embark on this journey without informing our amiable leaders who has been put in position in the NDC political party? NDC is not a mere political party. There are structures, organograms, from layers to layers. So you don't sit at one corner where you deem it fit and feels like you are part of NDC. So I want my political party to come to power. So let me do this to help them. Now, when you do that, you are doing it at your own expense. Whatever that comes out of it, you bear it alone. You single-handedly resourced a ritual of this type, which needed some funds, not ordinary funds, a huge sum of money as such, as you claimed. You didn't tell anybody. You never had the veto from any of the leaders in NDC as a political party. Not the chairman, not the presidential candidate, not the vice president, not the regional chairman, not the secretaries, the national organizers. You never outfitted these to anybody from this rank. You went ahead to carry this particular action personally. You necessitated it without telling anybody. You used your own money, the money that you have generated from the church. You went out there to go and play politics with it. Now, in that case, everybody can just wake up from anywhere and come publicly and tell people that they also did something to support the political party. Everybody can just come out and say that before NDC came to power, I also spent over 40 billion behind closed doors. Everybody can also come out and say things like that. Everybody can come out and say things like that. You see, man of God, you must look sharp. This is politics. You must look sharp. You must be smart. Do you have receipt for what you are saying? Do you have receipt for what you are saying? How can you carry an agenda of a big political party of this type individually? You volunteered and conducted exercise of this sort on the behalf of this political party without informing the leaders. You never told anybody anything. You single-handedly volunteered and sponsored this particular exercise. This is a big mistake that you have done. If you were able to sit the political leaders down and outfitted whatever that you claim you have done, and then they gave you the assurance to go ahead and carry such as exercise on their behalf, I'm telling you that when they come to power, they will find a means to repay you back. But you see, today you have come out to say all these things. You don't know that you are jeopardizing yourself. You don't probably know that you have given your enemy the room to talk. You don't know that you have given your enemy the room to talk. Now you have become a sin of mediocrity in the sight of people. You are being discussed on all media firms, in various houses. Those who say good for you will say it. Those who will attack you. Those who will say that it is the Lord who has paid you in that coins are also saying it. Why should you bring yourself to this level? We must be smart. Be smart in life. You want to do politics, but you don't have what it takes to operate on the grounds of politics. Politics literally goes beyond what you people see. So you see, there are loopholes. There are loopholes in whatever interview that you came to engage with these guy at that particular media firm. There are loopholes, and this is one of the loopholes. You can never carry on with an assignment on behalf of a giant political party of this sort without informing the political leaders. You use the money that you have generated. Let's assume that you have your personal business. You have your personal business. The money that you used in carrying on these particular ritual exercises that you claim you conducted on the behalf of the political party before they came to power. Even if it is your personal money, why should you have to do that? The story is not adding up. Why should you have to do that? Or perhaps I'll just wake up one day and feel like I love an NDC. I'll feel like I love NPP. And probably because of that, I have seen something spiritually. And the little chicken changes that the Lord has blessed me with, I'll decide to use the money to carry on an exercise on the behalf of any political party that is on my heart without informing the political leaders, people who are within the party, that when the party assumes power, it will favor them. You didn't tell them. OPATAFUOR, I will not tell them. We have the seniors, we have the political leaders, we have the chairpersons and things. You see, it's a lot. You know that there are structures that has been put in place when it comes to politics. And OPATAFUOR, a whole OPATAFUOR, I will just wake up one day and bring myself to this level. It doesn't work like that. That is why, you see, OPATAFUOR, there are some games. I'm a master in the game. You must understand the realities of life. No matter how you love a party, don't make mistakes of this sort. Because at the end of the day, who will be there to bear you a witness? Now what you're saying, people will tell you it's a fabricated story. Now, this is one of the major loophole that you created. Now, the second loophole that you created, and because of this particular loophole, people will not sympathize with you. They will not show any empathy towards you. Now, this is it. You went ahead by laying claims that when NPP came to power, they were terrorizing your life to an extent where they seized some of your properties. Man of God, if this that you have said really happened, then I'm telling you that you are found guilty. You are never clean. I'm telling you the truth. You are never clean. Man of God, if what you are saying really did happen, then you are never clean in the system. I am basing my argument on this. Now, let me tell you this. We are practicing democracy. We are not experiencing autocratic here. This is not autocracy. This is democracy. And democracy has structures. Everybody has a say. Whenever a regime takes over, everybody has a say. And probably because of that, every political party that comes to power is being subjected to a constructive criticisms and attack. Once NPP comes to power, once NDC comes to power, they are subjected to a constructive criticism. Everybody can criticize the government. And those who are criticizing the government, you must also make sure that you don't go against the rules of engagement in the situation where you criticize the political party because you have your selfish interest. You are operating under this guise of petty sentiment, where you incite wars, tribal wars, and stuff like that. When you do that, you are going against the peace of the country. So the government in power will come after you. If you are not knowledgeable, don't involve yourself in the things of politics. When you make tribal politics, when you make tribal statement, it will go against the peace. It will go against our national sovereignty. So they will come after you. But you see, when you think what the political party who has assumed power, if you think what they are doing is of no right, you can criticize them, you can attack them. But you don't necessarily overstep your boundary. You must understand game, understand politics, and understand this well. Do well to understand politics before you enter into it. So if you tell me that when NPP was in power, they laid their hands on your properties to an extent where they confiscated your bank account, then, man of God, you are never clean. You are never clean. Why? Because there is no political party that can come to power and lay their hands on my bank account or my property if I am not guilty. Maybe you might have involved yourself in illegal things. And you see, when a particular kind of party assumes power and you keep on lambasting them, chastising them, going after them, and your hands are not clean, they will come after you. Because you know very well that your hands are not clean. Your hands are not clean. And you are fighting a particular political party in power. Whilst you know your hands are not clean, they will come after you. They will break you into pieces. When you become a burden on their shoulders, they will bring you down. But you see, President Mahama, or who was the president as at then, can never take laws into his hands and decide to confiscate your account or anything of that sort. They can only do that when you have committed yourself. They can only do that when you have committed yourself. You see, there are 6 mega loopholes that you men of God, you have been creating for yourselves. And anytime that you see yourself creating any of these loopholes, it means you have given room for any political party that comes to power to enter, to come and fight you. When you are not clean, when your political opponent assumes power, you must keep your mouth mute. So when you say that the NPP was harassing you and a whole lot, it doesn't add up, because I was also lambasting them, but they never came after me. NDC, I have lambasted them. They have not come after me. Do you know the reasons? Anything that you say must be tangible enough. Even the blind, the deaf, sitting somewhere, when he or she hears what you have said, they will say that you have not contravened any law. But in the case of you people, a certain president, you challenge their audacity, you incite tribal politics, tribal war, insulting other political parties, going after people, all these things, you are contravening the law. It goes against the peace and the sovereignty of this country. So if you tell me that MPP political party confiscated your bank account and seized some of the properties that you own to your name, then, man of God, I'm telling you that you are never clean. You are involved in criminal things. You are doing criminal things, because President Mahama cannot just say, I have given orders, confiscate OPATAFUOR's account. I have put in my hands on his properties. Just like that. Knowing fully well that I'm clean, I have not done anything. Why not go to court? Because we are practicing the rule of law. We are practicing democracy. So once a certain president decides to put the law in his hands, the same very law will go after him. There is nobody here on earth, inasmuch that we have entrusted all our lives, everything, our security sector and everything into your hands as a president. You can never use it against the ordinary citizen unless the ordinary citizen has contravened any of the laws. So if Nanado, as a then, he took laws into his hands, why didn't you go to court? Why didn't you go to court? If they confiscated your account, why didn't you go to court? Okay, now Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo is no more in power. Your own political party has come to power. Now what is happening? Why don't you go to court for them to release your account to you? But you see, you were not clean. You were not clean. You were not clean. I'm basing my argument. Because if they confiscated your account and seized some of your properties, since your political party has assumed power, why not go to court? When you go to court, you'll be pleaded not guilty, right? Then they release your things to you. But the very moment that you have dirty yourself, my brother, when your opposition comes to power, they will come after you. That is the truth. Now, these are the two major loopholes that you have created. Because in my rightful senses, I know very well that no political party can put the laws into their hands and come after any individual. Once they come after you, it means you are dirty. Once your hands is dirty, they will come after you. I'm telling you the truth. Now, please, now I have written down the things that drains pastors. I have been in ministry over a decade, and I have observed something from these prophets. Now, there are 6 major things, major errors that they commit, which at the end it turns against them. There are 6 major things that when the Lord called me into ministry, based on my experiences and the sort of people that I have had an encounter with, I have written down 6 major loopholes which is affecting men of God, pastors. Now, the first one is ingratiating. Ghanaian pastors, majority of them, they like ingratiating, and this has caused majority of them their downfall. Majority of these pastors, they like ingratiating. Ingratiating is one of the major weapons that has literally destroyed the life and ministry of so many pastors in this country. In case you don't know what we mean by ingratiating, ingratiating means enhwehwanimu. Asofo bebre die amu bre eye nhwehwanimu. Ingratiating. They give alms to people on the basis of ingratiating. They ingratiate with people by giving alms to prove a point in the eyes of the people. Now, you have the gut to come publicly to tell the people that the Lord actually placed on your heart to give 200 and something cars. You see, 200 and something cars to people, especially those who have made it and who has amassed fame. You donate to those people. You donate to those people. The less privileged ones, the vulnerable ones in the society, the Lord never placed it on your heart to help them. Now, when the interviewer told you why, you had the guts to tell them that you didn't tell anybody in your church who is poor to become poor. And as a matter of fact, when you give car to somebody who is poor, the person will not know the value of it and can't necessarily take care of the car. How on earth will you say that? How on earth will you say that? So, I am, you see, basing my argument on the notion that you said when you give a car to a poor person, the person will not know the value and at the same time cannot take care of the car. If such happened, then the car that you have been gifting to people, it is not a genuine donation. You are doing that from the act of ingratiating. Why? Because the people that you probably donate cars to, they themselves, they have made names for themselves. So once you give them a car, there is a high possibility of bloggers blogging it out. And by bloggers picking up the story to blog it out, it means you as a person will feed on the fame of that particular person you have given the car to. And when such happen, you want to find favor in the sight of the populace, where they will see you as somebody who is very good. And such donation can be termed as ingratiating. Ingratiating is what is killing so many men of God. Ingratiating is killing so many men of God. Ingratiating. They portray certain lifestyles to which they know they have not gotten to that level. I'm telling you the truth. You portray certain lifestyles as men of God, and you know very well that you have not gotten to that level. You know it yourself. You know within yourselves that you have not gotten to that level. So because of the public court of opinion, you are tempted to overstep your boundaries, to do things by the act of ingratiating. You want people to confirm you. You want people to see you as genuine, authentic. You see, you don't necessarily need any confirmation from anybody. OPATAFUOR, I have said it countless without number, that I don't need confirmation from anybody. I am not in a hurry. I'm not in a competition with anybody. So I move in my own pace. I decide to move when I feel like moving. I'm not in a competition. These pastors, they are in a competition with their fellow pastors. So and so pastor has bought Rolls Royce. I must also try as much as possible to buy Rolls Royce. I'm telling you that there are so many pastors who owns Rolls Royces to their name, but you see, when you check their account balance, you will not even get $1 million. Just a chicken change of $1 million. There are some pastors in this country. They own fleet of cars to their name, but you see, you can't get a chicken change of $1 million in their bank account. Do you know why? They are ingratiating with their destiny. They want people to know that they have it. So, one of the major traps to escape in life as a pastor is to stay in your lane. You see, some of you people, you have the mentality that the church is going to be there. The church is going to be there. In your mind, you think church is going to be there. Every day people will come to church. No matter what, you will take tithe from them. You take offering from them. Once you decide to think in this narrative, then I see you as somebody who is not worth to be celebrated. Because church is an organization. How many branches do you have to live in that kind of lifestyle? How many branches do you have? If you have 2 or 3 branch, it's not anything big. No matter how populated your church is, once you have 1 or 2, 3 branches, still it falls short. Anything can happen at any moment. You can just wake up one day and the church will collapse just like that. So when you find favor in the sight of the people who have been following you, when they give you $1, don't go and be ingratiating with the single digit number they have given to you as a gift. You sit yourself down and plan very well. You don't go out there and squander everything. There must be a movement and a move in rightful directions. You see, this is what is draining pastors. Why should you expect people to confirm you? Anymore, the young cancer suffer in your crown or ye. Utimi de sikachi cheni pa rough minina ye anymore. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be giving people gifts. You must gift them. But you see, when the tree is being pulled down, all the birds that have perched on any branch, they will fly off. When the tree is being pulled down, all the birds that has perched on any of the branch, any bird that has probably put in its nestle on any part of the branch, they will fly off. No matter the time zone, when you pull down the tree at night, let's say 12 a.m., 2 a.m. midnight, I'm telling you that when you pull the tree down, all the birds that has perched on that branch, they will fly off. The same thing also implies to we human. When you are being pulled down financially, all those birds that has perched on you, they will fly off. All the birds, all the people who have perched on you, people who are laying false claims, who are saying that without you they can't survive. Bro, sister, once you are being pulled down, they will fly off. In the first place, you must remind yourself that no matter whomever you think you are and how dependent people are on you, once you are down, they will all navigate their way out. They will fly off. They will fly off. I'm telling you the truth. If some of them have swear their allegiance to you or whatever, once you are down, once people don't see you as how they expect you to be, they will fly off. And I agree with them because of you, they can't pause their life. They need to move on. So once you are down in life, everybody will fly off. So if God has been gracious enough to bless you with little substance, my brother, stop ingratiating in the lives of this man of God. You see, you can never tell me that God gave you 200 and something cars to give to people who has already made it, people that are famous, without remembering the vulnerable ones in the society. God will never make such a mistake. You did that at your own peril. You did that at your own peril. Now you are facing the reality. Those that you gifted them cars, where are they? You give everything that you own to please people at the same time. When you go down, they will fly off. They will never remember you. So, if you want to give charity, it must be accompanied with wisdom. Charity works must be accompanied with wisdom. Because when you give and keeps on giving and keeps on giving, at the end of the day, you become dry. And when the water dries up, I'm telling you that the fishes in it, they will find a way. And this is it. So you see, as a man of God, this is what is killing some of the pastors in Ghana. You are not in competition with anybody. You must move in your own terrain, move at your own pace. I'm not in a competition with anybody. You must be able to navigate the right sources. Because of petty ingratiating, because of this, you tend to buy certain things to which you are not supposed to buy. A young man who falls within the age range of 18 years up to 50 years, why are you in a rush? Why do you want to buy Rolls Royce? How many investments do you have? How many liquid assets do you have? These are some of the things that it should come into your mind. You shouldn't prioritize on buying car. A car is an asset, but you see, in the monetary world, we call it a liable asset. It doesn't add any value. Car come to take something because you wash the car, you change your engine oil, you feed it either with fuel or gas. And these are sort of things that it takes from our pocket. So as a youth or as a young guy, why should you prioritize much on cars? But you see, the lifestyle of an African prophet, an African pastor, he wants to move in a convoy to which he is not entitled to. No investment. You see the African prophets, majority of them, their main mentality is stationed on every Sunday offertory. So if you don't pay tithe, they had to lie that if you don't pay tithe, you go to hell. All this propaganda that these people has been portraying, it comes from the quarters of hell, from the pit of hell. That is why majority of the African pastors, they are criminals. They are criminals because they don't think. They think ministry is going to be there forever. So they think ministry is going to be there every day. Sunday offertory, collection, tithes, Kofi Niyama, all these things are going to be there. So they'll have that opportunity always to fuel that ingratiating lifestyle of theirs. One day, you just wake up and embarrass yourself publicly. A young guy, you're not even up to 50 years. You prioritize on cars. You prioritize on cars. 1 or 2, 3 cars is enough. How many cars? Go to these foreign pastors. Just go to their various homes. Before you see these foreign preachers owning a fleet of cars, then they have put in everything in place. They are well established. You don't just put a chicken change of $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million in your bank account, and you feel like you're on top of the world, so you have to move in a convoy. You are a joke. You don't know, you don't necessarily understand the realities of life. You don't understand things. When you buy a 2026 Rolls Royce today, the next very year, it will depreciate. It will never appreciate in value again. So a car is not an asset that you must prioritize on. A car is not an asset you must prioritize on. There must be other source of funding. It will depreciate. It will never appreciate. But the African boys, when I see young guys, 45 years, 46, 47, 30, 35, people of my own age, they don't want to do any investment. They don't want to buy any shares. You see, nothing in their mind every day. They will get people and cheat them in their mind. They will get people and dupe them in their mind. In the next Monday, in the next Sunday, in the next Tuesday, or whatever day they deem it fit, when they enter into their church, no matter what, as they have come to church, they must find a way to extort money right at the detriment of the members who are seated right before them. So they can't go a day. They can't go a day without a church. So in their mind, when you see them, the way they go to church frequently, you think that they have the Lord at heart. It is not like that. They have initiated into a lifestyle where they need the support of the people to fuel it. And that is the lifestyle that is killing African prophets. It is killing you people, African people. I did listen to one of the stories of these billionaire Bill Gates, and he said that even when he amassed a sum of $100 million, he was still living in his office. But you see, that ability to read in between the lines, financial literacy, we don't have it. Financial literacy, we don't have it. You think church is going to be there forever? You think church is going to be there forever, right? I'm telling you that a circumstance can happen, and one day you get up and all churches will be shut down forever. I'm telling you the truth. You see, what actually happened during the COVID time, we woke up one day and the whole world was on lockdowns, and no pastor was able to enter a church. And once you are not able to enter a church, it means the funding will be seized. The reason why so many pastors were lambasting Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for putting the country on lockdown, saying that the Lord says we should go and worship him. These were all frivolous lies. Total lies. The Lord didn't say anything, because wherever that you are, you can worship the Lord. Wherever that you are, you can probably worship the Lord. You don't need to go somewhere. Though it is found wealthy when you are seated in the midst of people and then you share among yourselves the word of God. It is very important, because at the end of the day, maybe you might have bet an unwanted branch where the pastor will prune you out. But majority of the pastors who were insulting Nana that he has put in the country on lockdown, the Lord said we should go. Majority of them were lies, because they were hungry. They were not getting money to fuel that kind of a lifestyle they have initiated themselves into. So you think church is going to be there forever? In your mind, you think church is going to be there forever? Every day, every Tuesday, every Friday watch night, you have the gut to stand before people and take something from them. In your mind, that's how you think. I'm telling you, there is a doom day ahead. So you prepare for that. So if you're a pastor, stop ingratiating a new lifestyle. No? You are not in a competition with anybody. You are not in a competition with anybody. Me, I don't copy from any pastor. I have never wished to be like any pastor. I have never prayed to be like any pastor. And I don't want to be like any pastor. I am who I am. I live and move in my own pace. I move in my own direction, but I have to make sure that I'm moving at the right direction, and that is it all. When you are able to escape some of these traps in life, I'm telling you that you can survive. Some of you people, you go to your family house, they are discussing about something. Because of ingratiating, you are in a hurry, then you give them a huge sum of money. Your leaders are soliciting for funds. Maybe each and everyone is supposed to be paying $100 because of enhwehwanimunti utimi sole usunim se uni bi afa na abrabo no kura wasi so utimi sole $100 ude mama $200 na odi agi animonyam fia bi saa no animonyam fia bi se akokɔ nan ɛwɔ hɔ na nitiriman ne dedede ba onim se $100 no anko de kɔtɔ shares ɛwɔ company mu anka 2 years later nka bɛyɛ kɛse na odi akɔkyɛ animonyam fia bi hwehwɛ nimu. You are not stingy with money, so you can't make it. Huh? Some of this lifestyle, you need to quench it. It's one of the satanic flaming missile. It's a flame that when you spike it out in you, when you spike this particular flame in you, it will consume you. Ingratiating is what is killing you people. And you share ni munu does too much. Muye bibia pese ye hu samo de mo anawoma mo na mo ye. Obi wo okura won deserve your attention. There are some people, they don't deserve your attention. They don't deserve for help. No matter what they are going through, because of their nature, they don't deserve to be helped because of ingratiating. You'll be giving alms to them, and no matter the trap that has trapped the serpent, no matter how good you become to release the serpent from that particular trap, once you are done releasing the serpent, it will tend to bite you. So there are some people who are serpents by nature and they don't deserve help, but ingratiating will make you to overstep your boundary to help them, and at the end of the day they will bite you. Some of you people, you deliberately take money and go to funeral grounds and be giving donations. You'll be giving donations. Some of you people, you are tempted to put your hands in your capitals. You take money out of your capital to go to the funeral ground when people are paying 10 cedis, 20 cedis, $100, $200. Because of ingratiating, you give them $500 for them to hail you at the funeral ground. Yo enajwa so how tie oba papa bi, oba adwa papa bi, oba afia papa bi, oso oba ya o manate so ma me nimpo ne da form. Oba ya dia ofri America, ofri Amsterdam, ofri Denmark, ofri Germany, ofri America, akwasi kokko krom no buy, ontimi hwe sa okura den sem and poly 10,000 Ghana cedis. Usu free abrochire ba. Eye loan e na oji ya ansa na ode ba Ghana. Na ada na mo adwiri nya adwuma sa. E hwehwani munti no akogina ye na se. Na ya bonsa 100 million obi aso bo 200 300 400 ni ya bonsa 100 million ni ya man fans e na adwa no oba papa bi. Germany burger, UK burger, American burger. Ni ayen he na eye na se aniboni afa no tan se watimi abonsan we dia ye behwe na obefiri ha na obeduru Germany ni ayi na di mumu bebre mu ba Ghana na mko a ayi na mo ba na mko a mu nya adwuma nya biem na hwehwe ni munti abrabo no muntimi monkoduru enu na eku Ghana fo abibifo hwehwe ni mu sister adwa ye hwehwe ni mu tu we that guy too much ntumi ma wunya yie hwehwe ni mu. Ingratiating is what is killing you people. Fans, your fans be and your fans Fans are your OPATAFUOR fans kura no ade afa ebeye de nembuku edi OPATAFUOR no betimi aso a ede na odi pata nipa your fans bi o sister twamu kwa na your fans. Ingratiating is what is killing you people. Ingratiating is what is killing you people. You invite problems onto yourself through that domain. So, you see, as a pastor, take note of ingratiating, okay? Take note of ingratiating. That is number one. Now, the number two, as a businessman or as a pastor, number two, take note of what I call it as 9/11 attack. There is something that I call it as 9/11 attack. And this attack, it comes from these audacious femme fatales. There are some women, they are being used as traps. Now, majority of these men of God, they have been experiencing 9/11 attack from audacious femme fatales who are adorned with tantalizing mystic, beautiful women who pretend to come to church. You think they are there because of Christ. They are there because of your popularity. They are there because of your fame, because of your money. I call it 9/11 attack. So the reason why majority of the African pastors, they go broke at the end of the day, you see them begging. It's not because they have gone for magical powers and today their magical powers has been exhausted. That's why they have been rendered paralyzed financially. No, majority of them, some of them, they use women to trap them. The very moment you engage in intimacy with these women, then they tell you to pay an amount, sometimes a very huge sums of money. If you don't pay it, they will come out and disgrace you publicly. And because of how you have presented yourself as an angel of light, knowing fully well that you are doing bad things behind closed doors, so when they come out to say you have slept with this and that, it will cost you. So the lady will intentionally demand for a huge sum of money, sometimes 100,000 Ghana cedis, 200,000, 300,000. Blackmail, 9/11 attack. They are attacking you spiritually from these women. And pastors have been using that to set their fellow pastors up. Politicians have been using that to set their fellow politicians up. Businessmen have been using that to set their fellow businessmen up. This is what is killing them. Imagine having sexual intercourse with the lady and you pay 100,000 Ghana cedis as a ransom. Now, imagine how many intimacy will you engage yourself, which will probably demand for payment of this type. So at your peak, the money that keeps on flowing out of your pocket just like that, you might not pay attention to it. But by the time you realize this particular money that has gone out of your pocket will be the one to deplete you. So blackmailing has become a full-time business now. As I speak with you, there are over 80-90% of women out there, they don't have any job. What they are doing is that they have been blackmailing men. They will pretend to come to you as if they love you. They will never say anything. After having something to do with them, they will come out and disgrace you. These are all major traps that they have used in trapping men of God big time. They have used this on me severally. They have used it on me severally. This is what is going on. So as a pastor, you must stay vigilant and read in between the lines. How much did Joseph pay? How much did Joseph pay? If I am to sleep with a woman and I pay this huge sum of money, it's not that you are the one who even disvirgin her. You are not the one who disvirgin her. She is being used as a trap. And at the end of the day, you are to pay this huge sum of money. How much will be left in your pocket? How much is the share of MTN? How much is the share of Total? How much is the share of Microsoft? How much is the share of Apple? How much is the share of S&P 500? How much? All these are investment firms that you can literally buy shares. So if you are to sleep with somebody and pay this huge sums of money, if it happens 2-3 times, how much have you lost? So you must stay vigilant. I am a type that I'm a senior politician. If you want it in a rough tactics way, I can give it to you that way. And that is life. If you come into my life with a dirty heart, I also come with a dirty mind. And that is me. So this 9/11 attack from audacious femme fatales who are adorned with tantalizing mystics, who goes about using their womanhood as trap to be trapping men. They don't have any good intention. Their hearts are blackout, dirty women. They have evil intentions. So always you also meet them with evil intentions. Some of you, when it comes to security, you don't have any tips. You see, some of you people, you are so daft, especially the men. You are a public figure, you are a pastor, you want to engage in intimacy with the woman, and as a pastor you stand on the phone 24/7 and be talking to a woman, and then you'll be speaking sweet words. Don't you know that she can record your voice? You are so daft in the essence that a woman, you book a hotel for a woman, then you tell the woman to go and wait for you at the hotel. When she goes first and hide a camera or a phone at a corner, how would you be able to know that? So you tell the girl to go to the hotel and wait for you. Now she goes first. In your mind you think, oh, let me go and hammer and go scot-free, not knowing that she has put in a camera somewhere. So when you went and naked yourself, she took a footage of yourself, of your nakedness. After everything, the very moment you decide to part ways with these ladies, then they tend to blackmail you with your nudes. This is what is going. It's a big time business. It's a big time business. So be a dirty guy. Think like a criminal, but don't act as one. Be smart. Some of you are not smart. You are not smart. You are not smart in life. Some of you are not smart in life. When a girl comes to your house or wherever that you meet her, all phones must be shut down, or if possible you seize her phone. After everything, you can hand over the phone to her. And never trust anybody. Life is like politics. Never trust anybody. No matter how the lady has fallen, never trust anybody. Don't think she cannot betray you. Let me tell you, at the prime time, when the appropriate time comes, she will betray you. So don't trust their voices. Their sweet voices. Don't trust them. As a man of God, be aware. As a businessman, as a politician, a minister, a president, be aware of 9/11 attacks from women. So, OPATAFUOR, I am always on alert. You bring foolishness to my end, I also bring foolishness to your end. Be aware of 9/11 attacks from women. 9/11 attacks. When they get closer to you, be alert. Your voices, your conversation, everything can be recorded. Now, this is it. Even if you want to disclose something very important, you see, sometimes you people, you fall into love. These are mere petty laughs, and you decide to disclose your secret to an extent where you disclose your source of power. What exactly has been given to you? Just 5-10 minutes of sex, and you are saying everything. You are announcing everything you have. So please, as a businessman, be aware of 9/11 attack. They are very closer than you think. Somebody can penetrate and use a lady to blackmail you. Please, as a pastor, I know one day something must probably fall from your shorts, but be aware. When the lady, you see, sometimes women, they intentionally send a sensitive message just to catch up with you, and when you respond, they screenshot and take that as an evidence. Be alert. Some of the ladies, it's not because they love you, but because they are probably trying to dodge what we call starvation. Some of the ladies, no matter what, you see, some of the ladies, no matter what, they don't love you. Even if God gives them 1,000 years, they will never love you. They are there because they know you can provide for them. Some of them, they are selfish, greedy people. They are dodging weapons of starvation. In the days when women were authentic, when women were genuine, when women were loving and caring, that day is past. Today, the minds of hundreds people, let's say if you are to take 100 women, 98% of those women, their minds are being incriminated. They are criminals. They want to come because of what they will get. They are not coming to add any value to you as a. So many women, they are not coming to add any value to you. There are so many women in the days when women were caring, when women were loving, when women can support you. In our days, it is never like that. So as a man, be on alert and be smart. Be smart in life. Don't allow them to catch you mugu. Don't allow them to catch you mugu. Be smart. They are escaping poverty. They don't want to do anything. So no matter what, they can go at any length. These women that we have in this end time, majority of them, not all of them, not all of them. When women of those times were moving with clear conscience, today in this end time, they are never like that. They go about finding loopholes and as to how to strike you down. As a businessman, be vigilant and be smart. They are selfish. They are in there for their own selfish interest. I heard on the news, I read one post from one of the bloggers, and there was a guy who has lured countless of successful women and have his way with them, and after that he has videoed them, and every now and then he is using the video footage to demand money from them. Now when you go on the TikTok, search for it. Recently in Ghana, there's a guy who has been caught using all forms of schemes and tactics to be luring and deceiving sugar mummies, women that has made it in life. So in the days where we were having diligent men who comes in as a man to man your life, to protect you, to help you, to support you, we don't have those men right now. Majority of the men we have are caricatures in disguise, caricature in the heart, caricature in the mind. Completely Babylon, 100% Babylon. He has a Babylonian mindset. You see, as a pastor and a businessman and a businesswoman, also for mommy, be very vigilant about 9/11 attack. Now, as a pastor, what it can cost you for you to lose everything that you have. There's something that I have personally named it as the 419 game. The 419 game, this particular category is where the pastor who came out claiming that he used his money to buy certain stuff to perform a ritual in the name of bringing NDC political party to power. Now, this is where the 419 game comes within that context. Now, this is it. Now, within this 419 game, you will be there and somebody will bring you a cheaper car. Let's say a car that you are supposed to purchase it at a rate of maybe $100,000. Then the person literally gives you this $100,000 car at a price of, let's say, $10,000, $20,000. It's a trap. Maybe it is a stolen car. So since it is a stolen car, it means you are involving, you are playing on the grounds of 419 game. And you must be smart. I'm telling you the truth. You must be smart. So majority of the pastors in this country, you imported stolen cars into this country. And because you feel like your party is in power, you were never bothered to allow your car to pass through the due process. You skipped some of the stages to an extent where if you were supposed to pay a duty of $10,000, you went behind closed doors, negotiated with some of these leaders, then you pay $1,000 and they allow you to clear your car and go scot-free. In your mind, you think you are smart. You are daft. You have left a trace behind. When the next political party comes to power, they will use this particular loophole to incriminate your properties and confiscate your bank account. This is what happened to the pastor. He imported a car and he refused to pay the duty. He bought cars, especially when a political party is about to leave office. They are tempted to auction government property. They auction it at a low rate. So sometimes when you are there, you think, hey, they are selling a Land Cruiser, which is supposed to be purchased at $100,000. Then they give it to $5,000. What should come into your mind? And you think you are buying a car that is supposed to be sold at $90,000 at a rate of $10,000 and live at peace with it. Do you think it is possible? You want to sleep and live at peace by buying a criminal car? Ask yourself these questions. So as a pastor, sometimes they will beat immigration. They will bring cars from Togo, Benin, and beat immigration. Then they tell you as a pastor, come and buy it. Do you know the number of times that people have come to me? When NPP was leaving office, there were so many politicians who called me, man of God, we are having cars at our disposal. Please, it is cheap. Bring $10,000 for Land Cruiser. Please, even motorbike, how much does it cost? Not to talk less of a Land Cruiser. They said, OPATAFUOR, we are selling cars. Come and buy it. I was there and a guy said, Papa, I have brought a Rolls Royce from Benin and we passed through the Togo border, so we didn't pay the duty. But I've gone to see some of these immigration officers and they said the duty that we are supposed to pay, he can slice it off and give it to you at a cheaper rate. So come and buy it. You see, they stole the car from Benin and sneaked through the Togo border and brought it. And you think nobody knows. You think you are smart. Nobody knows. These are the traps, the 419 game in the system. Buying illegal things, involving yourself in illegal things. It means you are leaving traces behind. So when another political party comes to power, they can use that trace to get to you. That is it. Do you know the number of people who have set me up? Pastors, politicians, traditional leaders who have sent cars, who have sent houses, who have sent people to introduce me to lands. Papa, we are selling this car at a cheaper rate. Papa, this one. Papa, this, that. Papa, this. But I'm smart. I am smart. Anytime they come to me, I just laugh. I just laugh. They will give you a car and they will tell you that, oh, I have spoken with one of the immigration officers and they will reduce the cost. So go and do this. Go and do that. And out of greediness, you think you have gotten something cheaper. So you want to go and buy it. By the time you realize, you have walked to hand yourself into the hands of your own enemies. So, OPATAFUOR, I don't indulge myself in any criminal activities. I don't buy any illegal house, any illegal car, anything illegal. Opatafuor, I don't involve myself. I will never mind you. You can never tell me to go and buy something without praying about it. You can never. Opatafuor, that's how I do my things. That is how I do my things. There were so many pastors who held countless of meetings about me. They were using all means, strategies to get me committed so that they can use power to break me down. They can use power to silence me because have become their major problem of the day. Bro, as a pastor, please stay out of these things. You will be there and they will post something to my end. Papa, this is a nice car that the Temahabo we have impounded because those people were not able to pay their duties. And we are showing it to you. If you are interested, please choose any of it and let's negotiate. We'll give it to you at a cheaper rate. When a government is leaving office, they tend to auction government properties to some people who are naive. They are ignorant. Now, this is it. The pastor who is crying. This particular pastor, most of the cars that he donated to those people were cars that were sold to him at a cheaper rate. And some of the cars were stolen from Benin and sneaked through the borders of Togo to Ghana. And then they gave it to him. And because his party was in power, he didn't pay the duty. Those taxes, he didn't do it. And he was using those cars to ingratiate. So when MPP came to office, they realized all these loopholes and they went after him. So all the 200 and something cars he has shared to the people, majority of those people, the cars, when he gifted it to them, they also resold it. Even our famous musician who just kicked the bucket, I believe you know him. Our darling boy who kicked the bucket, where his issues have become unspoken about on the internet. He gifted this particular musician a car, and somebody called this musician behind doors that, hey, these are cars that the duties are not fully paid. So to save yourself from disgrace, sell the car right now. Somebody who is very close to this particular man of God called this musician and told the musician that, hey man, sell the car out. And then the car that he gifted to this musician, he sold it out, because if he doesn't sell it out, and then if another party comes to office, power, they will terrorize the life of this musician. So he sold the car out to save himself from any impending danger or future problems. So if you tell me that when NPP came to power, they confiscated your car, the Lincoln Navigator that you were driving, that Lincoln Navigator, it didn't pass through a due process. There were question marks on it. It was not fully cleared from the harbor. And you know that you have dirtied yourself to this extent, and you still have the gut to challenge the audacity of a political party that has assumed office. You still have the audacity to challenge them. These are the reasons why they confiscated majority of your properties. So by the time they sat down, giving it out account, the number of cars you have donated, and doing a due cross-checking, they realized several cars, the duty were no paid. And they had to calculate all the duty and deduct it from your bank account. And this is why today you are broke. So as a man of God, be smart. Be smart. Stay away from illegal things. If you want to involve yourself in illegal things as a man of God, then you must learn how to play the game. You don't become 100% bona fide property of a political party. You play 50-50. If you're a man of God, you play 50-50. If you want to involve yourself in criminology, you must play 50-50. When NPP comes to power, you dine with them. When NDC come to power, you dine with them. You must make sure you pay your dues to the leaders of the political party, those who champion the party. You must pay your dues. But you decided not to pay the dues. They will come after you. So OPATAFUOR, me, you cannot be there and you feel like, Papa, I have imported a car and I'm selling it out. I'll question you the source of it, the whereabouts of it. Where did you get the car? There are so many pastors in this country who are facing this difficulty. They bought stolen cars. I know more than 8 pastors who are currently battling issues behind closed doors with IOCO and then FBI, who have impounded a lot of their vehicles. Why? Because they were all stolen vehicles. I know musicians who are suffering silently. They are battling issues with IOCO and then FBI, who have come and pleading with John Mahama to hand them over to them so that they can extradite them. This is what is going on closed doors. They can't tell you. Stay out of trouble as a man of God. The number 4 is the nente lifestyle. Some of you, the pastors, you live a 1990 lifestyle. It's as if you die tomorrow. The way you live beyond your expectations. Your expenditure is bigger than what you receive at the end. The 1990 lifestyle is akohwie. Akohwisem ye mo de ankasa. Akohwisem eye mo de. Osofo no oni be $100,000 o ba ne guess ye be 5 to ye asoli wi a kakra na wanya no na wa check it na wa sort it e ma no kakra kakra wo be je 5 woji we oh akohwisem sa 500,000 2,000 Ghana na enka awase wodi to shares e wo MTN na say o shares bi to wo bank bi no on to shares o or the dati nyina mo baby because of enofo a obenom no 3 minutes ana atopa bi obebu ni 10 minutes binti or the future nyina ama no wanye investment enso kam hu ye uye asori unya kakra na odi sika no ebia to shares emfaso na ebaba so no odi bi road roster me ni uni asem na so odi sika no umfa to shares umfa nye hwe or di sika no Sunday na no afrew adoa ye fast na hia mo ebia golden to golden bi ubekwa no birthday no oba ni si ho na owie no afa match or no no nioma no de afa match we eyakohwibra uni adwene de bobra. Some of you too, when you get your salary, then you squander it. You don't put any measure in place. In the mind of the pastor, he feels like the church is going to be there forever. 1990 lifestyle. OPATAFUOR me kwa yiasia. Me to kakra gu fom. Me pato. Me mfa me capital enkotu. Enfa nko bon sound. Sa ehwehwe ni mu lifestyle OPATAFUOR mi nye bi da. Se be kwa yiase na misika I was say me di business. Said also me di to shares. Emma eso banfa so no. Na me di akobonsan you na adra wo ha. Tie me odifu opatafuo no sika wura, sika bon a ote. Na odifu so ba ya sabi ọmọ bububu nkwasi abe ni amount funds no abonsan be 5,000 Ghana no abonsan 10,000 Ghana ni amount funds ye odifu opatafo no wo be mamu ni akeka nkwasi ase we nyina de akere no afire yie na se wo beba fie na wonya investment bia shares dodo se no wato liquid investment se na wo liquid assets se na wo wonyini nyina bi na wakoto sika we agu eno ye friend akohwie se ukọ ayi ase na utu sika gu fom a eya akohwibra eka nipa ho nenso so ye bono nyansam me ye investment emfaso ebeba so no na me de kakra bo akohwie eno kura no me mfaso ni nyina mbo akohwie because emfaso no se me chemiensa na me de ba akutu machi na me de ba akusa akoka capital no na ba aku na aka no me de bo akohwie enti akohwie no yenye asoli nwie Friday watch night emba na nyame adom kwasi ada ana memenda ukwa yi a na otu sika gu sa kohwisa we no last minute sofu ubesu because adwene na mu oha the time is far gone, so I'll give you this 4. Maybe someday I'll add the rest of the 2 to it. So 1990 lifestyle, be very careful with it. Akohwesem eku Ghana sofo dodo akesesem na watitiri tirano na waye ne ti ho some style bi na aso no waye no curls aso onye curls na oti eye na so no reaching am ne hu say yes odifo na aba no onye nyame ni packet wa bro last minute ore ba hu no wasu se eno na Yesu kan bi kire sikani no wasu minia awiye no ore ba hu no wasu. So with all due respect, as a pastor, be smart enough, because if you allow situations like this to happen to you and you come publicly to come and cry, it is so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. Majority of you people, you lack futuristic approach. Majority of you people, you are not able to discern the future from the present. You must understand that when you look at the current situations of the world, everywhere has become dry. It is very difficult. I'm telling you, people living in UK, people living in Canada, people living in Germany, Italy, Spain, all these people are complaining that the world has become very difficult. So if those people living in abroad are complaining how difficult their end has become, then you must realize that as a pastor, you will not get it as how it used to be in the year 2000. In the year 2000, when you travel abroad, things were very soft. In this end time, things are very difficult. Today, the people from UK, they are demanding the black people to leave their society. One day it will get to America, it will get to Germany, it will get to every part of the world. So if you get $1, £1, £2, £3, don't squander all. Try as much as possible and hide something somewhere. Don't prioritize on assets that are liable. You keep on buying cars. You enter the house. You enter the house of a prophet. More than 10 cars. Then it is there. The car is being wasted. If he is to have sense and to release all the cars, sell it out, and get at least a chicken change and invest it in somewhere, these liable cars that he has parked on his compound, in his mind, he think he is successful, but he doesn't know that he is causing financial loss to himself. Ntimimia ma wadwene mu na ho na abrabo no ho uma wani da ho a ubeye yie wa mo wani na ho a ukotu se obi tu ni bafo kra a obeka se o kasa dodo we minim se oye dan a obenya obi a na adwene wo fo obeka se opatafo o kasa dodo eya se onko na anim nyansa sa na abrabo ti o se ya wo kwasea no oye dan a oye kwasea untimi sesa no sa na tie enti ukotu se obi ka nyansa sam kra obubefu sa na life tie. God bless you. Let's meet tomorrow same time. Thank you very much. Big ups to you all. Good night.